Hi friends, welcome to episode 4 of 2020 Plus Plus, a Cyberpunk 2nd edition adventure. You may notice there's some different faces up here. If some reason, should literally be impossible, but if for some reason stumbled on this episode without the previous episode explaining what happened, Brian and Jillian need to take a step away from streaming to deal with some issues. Grimdarkjames is joining us. He's over here. I pointed in the wrong direction because I forgot my camera's reversed. James is joining us. I don't know how much I want to say. I'll let you introduce your own character and yourself, James. Please go ahead.
All right. Should I do the character now as well, or just myself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just give us the basics, you know.
Okay. So my name is James, or Grimdarkjames. If you're familiar with Arthur's other shows, I also appear on BattleTech. Well, originally from time to time, and now part of the regular crew. And I also run Rogue Trader on Saturdays. And I was previously in Arthur's Wrath and Glory game as well. But I've been hanging around the channel here now for about 18 months. Lurking on Arthur's Discord, throwing in the occasional jibe at Arthur or other cast members. I've been a Cyberpunk player since the old Cyberpunk 2013. Although I cut my teeth mostly on Cyberpunk 2020. So I'm probably pretty familiar with Friday Night Firefight and Saturday Night Shootout, but still been probably a good 10 years since I last played it. So I might need some.
Which one did you perform? Which one did you prefer?
Friday Night Firefight.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah. And what was the Cyber Generation one as well? It was like Thursday Night Throwdown, I think they called it, didn't it? Something like that?
Yes.
Which one was the one where all actions happen at the same time?
Taco Night Tuesdays, that one.
Because I've always wanted to play a Cyberpunk game where I think it's Saturday Night Showdown or whatever it was. But like actions happen simultaneously. So if you say you want to run across there, it's going to take you like 3 turns to get there. And then like you get like bonuses while you're in movement and stuff. It was weird. I always thought it was a cool way of doing it, but
yeah, I've certainly played a lot of tick-based mechanic games, and I definitely remember liking Friday Night Firefight more. It's probably 30 years since I played Saturday Night Shootout, though. So I'll be playing Bishop today. So from a purely mechanical sense, Bishop is a solo, but I was really struggling between solo or cop for the character, and I've got the old Protect and Serve book for Cyberpunk, where it went through a lot of the other sort of cop roles, and a lot of them were actually defined as solos from a career perspective. So I decided to play an ex-cop solo. So I won't go too much into the character background, lest it come up on stream.
It will.
It will. Yeah, that's it. But certainly not from Redline City. A former NCPD cop from Night City, who's now in Redline. Probably not actively saying he's an ex-cop either, but sometimes you can tell with ex-cops that they are ex-cops just by the way they talk and the way they act.
Man, people who wear the badge can sense the badge. That's what I've heard.
It's a very specific haircut and glasses,
Yeah.
So
the way that they look fondly over at donuts.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a lifetime in the security industry, but whenever I'm wearing a suit, people often ask me if I'm a cop. So
you have to tell them if you're a cop if they ask. So
that's right.
Man, you must struggle to buy weed. That's what I'm saying. Dressing up to go see your dealer.
What I get is asked for directions a lot. People, if someone's going to ask someone for directions to the street, it's usually me. So, but that's me. Other than that, just personal. I just quit my job yesterday or the day before, technically speaking. So, I may, if I look distracted, it's because people are sending me constant emails now that the word's officially out in the business. So I'm sort of handling that while also playing Cyberpunk. But that's it.
Jeez, what a plate.
Yeah, I'll make sure to, as soon as you get distracted, put the focus spotlight on you. That's how I roll. Before we get to everybody else's introductions, I want to mention that it's September at Twitch. That's part of the reason there is no skip introductions button. First off, because James is here and we needed to talk about that. But second, because I wanted to make sure I hassled everybody for September. Yes, September 20, 25, and 30% off your first 1, 3, or 6 month subscriptions APGamingREAL. Twitch.tv/APGamingREAL. Now you can support me at the same price, but Amazon gets less. What could be better than having both of those things happen at the same time, I guess? Thanks for the Prime sub, James. Or you just, you're actually subbed. Okay. So anyway, September. All September long, get 20, 25, or 30% off. That's it. That's all I got. Glimo, what's been up with you?
Hey, I'm Glimo. You can find me for the next few weeks on Arthur's BattleTech Final Arc Thursday nights.
Happening
and tomorrow. I also run a Call of Cthulhu game every other Sunday. We're in our final arcs of that as well. I'm guessing 2 to 3 more episodes, and that's it for this 2-year campaign. So,
Wow.
Yeah, that's about all I've got going on. I mean, other than that, just every day is Groundhog Day, as always.
Drumurboy, what do you have?
Heavy agree with Groundhog Day. It's a thing. Finishing up the last of the character tunes for the roleplay Star Wars thing. It might be the last tune. I'm not sure.
I feel like you said that last time you played this game. Last time you played this game was like 4 months ago.
I was second
Like
last.
a month and a half.
Now I'm at like actual last character. Yeah. Other than that, just doing a lot of preparations for when this whole role-playing music thing is over, because I'm just trying to stick the landing and wrap it up, you know? I looked in my hard drive of like back burner projects that I've had going on for years, and I have like maybe an hour and a half, maybe more of new music to put out, polish up after this roleplay thing is done. So that's cool. Look forward to doing that and getting that off the back burner so I can add more shit to the back burner. And then just playing games. Play through the Control DLC, doing a lot of Destiny stuff. Finally finished up all the Destiny main content, like the main story content. And now I'm just trying to finish up all the planets that they're going to remove in the November update. So they're vaulting.
They're vaulting planets.
They're vaulting
God.
They're vaulting 4 locations so they can bring in Europa, which is the new one, and then bring back the Cosmodrome on Earth. But they're also unvaulting updated versions of Destiny 1 raids that were like greatest hits, like Vault of Glass is coming back. Yeah. So they'll be doing rotating stuff like that, which is interesting. I mean, I'm okay with that because currently there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 locations plus Vanguard Strikes, Gambit Prime, and then the Crucible stuff. That's a lot of shit, man.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with them bringing old stuff out and new stuff in, and greatest hits back whenever they want to. It's been good though. Looking forward to the new update in November and the new power, the new damage type, stasis. It's gonna be cool. Also just watching movies and shit, you know.
Fantastic. What movie? Number 1 movie out of the movies you watched recently.
Oh.
Got him. You can't come up with one?
No, there was 2. I can't remember the name.
Not a movie, but I just started watching Lovecraft Country.
Oh, how's that?
I am thinking of going in on that.
I'm 2 episodes in and really liking it.
I actually watched Color from Outer Space the first time the other day.
The
That was
Nicolas
actually- the Nick
Cage
Cage
one?
one? version?
Yeah. I actually quite enjoyed it.
I don't understand. It's literally just a color, and everyone's like, "It's a color! I'm so afraid!" And I'm like, "It's a color, right? That's all that it is."
And like anyone ever seen on Earth.
Yes, but it's just a color. That's it.
Damn it,
You have to
Amazon
watch
Prime.
the overly sarcastic productions take on H.P. Lovecraft. Red goes berserk over the color up from outer space.
If you don't get it, Arthur, you never will.
That's true. I'm too good for Cthulhu. Actually, I
I don't know,
shared
the
a
Cthulhu
Cthulhu
thing
thing
is-
yesterday with Glimo, and it was amazing. It was like, what if Cthulhu was your mother-in-law? All
I'm
right,
trying to find out on Prime what the
Share that
movie
with me because I can
watched
share it with
were.
my wife. She loves Call of Cthulhu.
I'll get it to you.
Anyway, there was a movie called The Void. It's a kind of B horror movie. Plot is super paper thin, but the effects are on par with The Thing. It's very good.
That's an older film, though, isn't it? As well, The Void.
It's like 2018 or 2019, I think.
Okay,
Fairly
another one.
recent. But like the prosthetics and effects are like on point, man. They're very good. The acting and plot are paper thin and kind of bad, but if you're in it for effects like I was, it's decent. And then whatever movie I watched before that, which was very good, I just can't remember the name of it, and Prime Video is not helping me at all. So
I'm trying to find a babysitter in COVID so I can take my wife to go and see Tenet and New Mutants.
Oh, New Mutants is getting wrecked on review sites. It's been in kind of like the movie version of development hell forever, so I'm not surprised. But
Look at this guy talking about going out to the theater. I was scared to go out to eat at a restaurant for the first time since November today. I specifically sat outdoors in the farthest section possible. And James is like, yeah, we got it under control here. I'm going to go to a movie theater. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
How can we reach
talking
this
about going
level?
to the movie theater. I mean, step one, I guess.
Do something. Anything, really.
Right.
oh, the other movie I watched was Guns Akimbo, the
Never heard of
one
it.
with Daniel Radcliffe with the guns bolted to his hands.
Oh, yeah.
I watched it. It was fun. It wasn't great, but it was fun. It was
Perfect.
How close to hardcore Henry is it in terms of just ridiculous gunfights all the time?
it's not as like ridiculous gunfights as you'd expect. It's like
Okay. What about here's a better movie then. Shoot 'em up. How close is it to Shoot 'em up?
never seen it. I can tell you.
Go watch Shoot 'em up.
Is it on streaming?
I have no idea. Just
If it's
go
on
watch
streaming.
it.
If it's on streaming, I'll find it. But yeah, it's like
Dan
Daniel
protects baby from gangsters while shooting guns all the time.
Yeah. In the movie,
Great.
Daniel Radcliffe's
Clive Owen,
character's-
isn't it?
Yeah, Clive Owen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Daniel Radcliffe's character is a mobile game developer who at nights goes on the internet and like tries to roast trolls online. And there's a thing called Schism, which is like a real life fight to the death. And there's this character called Nix who is like the best killer. And he goes on Schism and tries to roast the trolls and gets brought into the game. So it's like a live streamed fight to the death. And it's not great, but it's funny and it's violent and it's action, you know. It's
Yeah, it almost feels like an Upgun Series 7.
yeah, it's like a really violent, bad version of Scott Pilgrim.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna watch this.
All right. Dave, what do you got going on?
I'll just warn you, it's fun. It's not great.
It doesn't matter. It's got fucking Radcliffe in it, and he's just not like when he fell off Harry Potter. He's just been turned into like he's like the normal version of Danny DeVito
Yeah, and
in
the
a
main
weird way.
who's the main bad guy? Hold on.
Daniel Radcliffe has said, I've made my fortune as a kid. I can do what I want to do now in terms of films.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's the main
Exactly.
bad guy? Ned Dennehy is the main bad
Don't
guy.
know.
and-
Don't know that guy. Doesn't matter if Radcliffe's being retarded. I'm in like that. That's all I need. The one
But you
way
remember
that,
his first
what was
major
it,
project
this-
after Harry Potter was a stage play where he spent most of the stage play naked, playing a character who was in love with a horse.
Yep.
yeah, and then what was the other
And he
one?
did
The one where he's a corpse.
I'm looking
the
at
entire
AP's
time.
face.
We could be playing Cyberpunk, but instead we're talking about
Oh, if you
Daniel Radcliffe, I guess.
if you've watched Good Omens, the main bad guy of this played the Duke of Hell, Hester. In
No.
that, he was very good in
Doesn't-
that as well. It's just
doesn't-
watch it. It's fine. It's good.
I'm gonna watch this. Good. So what have I got going on? Okay, so released the game, but I think I released it before
Yes.
we played.
Yep.
last
It was
time.
out then.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, go buy my game. September, I have my first interview as a porn mogul coming up, so you can go check that out sometime. I'll post it when it's free. It's coming out September 18th, I think, something like that. Yeah, it's not bad. He sent me the preview of it. It's pretty good. I'm surprisingly eloquent in written form, as it turns out. So it's kind of juxtaposed to the images in the magazine. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's me. Yeah, I'm ready to play.
All right.
Dave Traeger, the words in if you read porn mags for the narrative, this is for you.
I got you back, readers.
All right.
I got you back, post-nut clarity readers.
Reading Playboy for the articles. If that's you, you'll like this.
So glad that I already timestamped where the intro break is so that people get to listen to all of this and have no idea what the context.
Just add a couple minutes. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. What we see are still images that are inked in that old school dotting style for comic books.
Oh yeah.
Of Pascal, but the comic book moves slightly like this. You know, it's all very cyber. Pascal breaks the Netrunner's connection to the internet, resetting the facility's security system. Next, we get Coltan riding his skateboard down a hallway, swiping a badge from a fallen guard. The next thing is using the badge to open the security room. Inside, we see the guard talking to the Netrunner who's screaming at him, and the guard is going, no, Mash Nathers needs to be evacuated. He was interviewing Dr. Barnabas, and the Netrunner is just like, kill the person in front of you, then kill Mash Nathers. The guard is shot in the stomach by Coltan, and so this comic page is just a guy holding his stomach, then looking down at his stomach, then looking back up again, and it just animates between those two stances.
I'd like to make a quick edit.
Yeah?
I wouldn't shoot him in the stomach. I'd leave his internal organs mostly untouched so I can take them later.
Don't worry, that part comes next.
Fresh is better than frozen, man. Just call me
Maxine
Wendy.
shows up behind you with a wheelbarrow full of frosty organs. Mash gathers the group in a circle to decide on a plan. The team busts out of the research facility and assaults the cargo dock attached to it. They steal a cargo truck and then they load Newton into the back of it. Maxine and Newton get dropped off at a Ripperdoc hospital to complete Maxine's organ deals. And then the two of them indicate that they're both going to disappear into the shadows, recuperate, dying injuries. That catches us up to present time. Mash Nathers, you have the footage. You have information. It's now time to tie it all together.
All right.
So
I've been thinking about this because my original plan was to come in there and be like the exposing force behind everything, but
yeah,
you know, everything went pretty sideways pretty quick.
Yes.
So what I was thinking instead,
I mean, you broke the man's kneecap backwards. That was like within a minute of talking to him.
Look, he had a secret button. It's not my fault. Okay. So my I would have got some like establishing footage. I would have made it seem like that it was like, you know, undercover footage, you know, like found footage, lost footage, whatever you want to call it. Like someone who's less skilled with the camera work than I am.
Oh, you're gonna use a shaky cam filter?
Yeah. Rather than a filter that takes the shake out, you put the shake in.
Yeah, you've got a video destabilizer instead of a video stabilizer.
Yeah, that's it. And the idea is that it's supposed to be like, you know, footage sent in by an informant or someone that I can't name to keep his safety intact. And the idea is it's mostly just like footage of like the experiments. It's coupled with any of the information that I downloaded from the thing. If you remember correctly, I had the guy's computer
Yes.
as well. I took it with me.
Yes.
So any information that we could pull off that to tie it all together would be fantastic as well.
Not a lot off of that thing. You didn't shut it down before you unplugged it.
Okay. I mean, sure. I'm not sure what that would do, but yeah.
Just don't remember computers in the 80s then. I see. You ejected a flash drive without safely doing the ejection process. How about that?
How can I forget?
Yeah.
How can I forget? Computer was accessing it. It's like a ripping a prawn shell off something. It doesn't work.
Put a chip in the back of your head and you got like the small blue blocks going across your irises for like 10 minutes.
Nintendo 3DS style. Oh
so
God.
you can turn this into somebody like Dante, where they can try to reverse engineer it. But if you want to get that bonus from Dante, you have to turn in the news report now.
Mm-hmm.
Because he promised you a big bonus if you could get it done within one day.
Sure. So basically, the news report is mostly just like his live footage of the experiments that they're doing.
You did get the 3 or 4 files that you pulled down.
Yes. Some of them were encrypted, some of them weren't.
And you got eyewitness of like the homeless people who said they were being abducted.
Yep.
And in a lot of cases, here's the other thing. Anything that I can't find as actual evidence to tie the story together,
You make it up.
I will get actors in to do the rest. And I'll do the whole man sitting in the darkness talking with the
Yes,
filter.
I wanted to say it, but I couldn't because they were trying to silence me.
Yeah, exactly. So the idea is it's this whole expose on this company. It's made in such a way that it's like, you know those videos that are popping up all over YouTube about people recording like phone scammers in like India and shit like that.
Yep.
It's like that. It's like an expose like that sort of thing. It's just like, and we called their hotline and here's what they had to say on the subject, shit like that, right? Like where it's actually like a 60 minutes expose. That's a good way of putting it.
So here's the deal. The final roll you'll need to make is a credibility roll with a difficulty of 24. You have various skills that you can attempt. Composition, photo and film, interview. Perhaps we've got some others I haven't mentioned. Each one of those that you succeed at, you'll lower the difficulty by 2 points. Each one you fail at, you'll raise the difficulty by 2 points.
I'll raise the difficulty.
Yes, because I mean, if you get some shitty photos and a bad interview in there, it's going to be less convincing.
And what is the difficulty of the assisting skills?
15.
You see. I wish there was a way to know what I'm actually I'm gonna have to pull up the book to get an idea of what the skills are rolling on what. Yeah.
Well, composition, photo and film, interview.
No, I've got the list here. They don't tell me what roles are going to be rolling on. So, for example, I've got like photo and film, and is that tech? I think it is. So that one would roll poorly. But then I have something like composition, which I believe is something else.
It's int.
It's int, yeah, which would roll really well. So,
play to your strengths.
Yeah, I think I'll start with a composition roll. Composing it all together in such a way that makes sense. So let's do that first. How much luck do I have? I have 3. Okay. I think I'll save that for like the final roll.
Okay.
So let's just do a great composition then. Do I get any bonuses on like collecting the footage I needed ahead of time?
No,
or anything
that's
like
what's
that?
letting you make the roll in the first place.
All right then.
Wow,
Baby.
Yeah, that's big. Listen, you write a good edit together, and you get all of your things. All your ducks are in a row.
Yeah, it plays to the strengths of the footages that I have. The narrative is well composed. It makes sense. Like it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It grips the audience, and they want to see more. And I have advertisements in there in order to maximize the payout for this broadcast. It's great, absolutely
Trump
great.
bars.
All right. So what does a stellar roll like that do for the difficulty?
Still 2. You'll just get more XP towards composition for having such a great roll.
That's fair. So that's down to 22 now.
22.
Credibility is what?
Credibility is.
I want to say that's intelligence, maybe.
I thought it was empathy, but I honestly don't know.
Skill checks. Take a look. Skill list. Skill descriptions. Okay, credibility is.
It's influenced by your instat.
Oh, perfect. That's great. Okay. Yeah. The only other one that I can make here, I have interview, and I have photo and film, and I have persuasion.
Okay.
I doubt I can use persuasion.
No, I'll allow it. You're directly persuading your viewers, right? I mean, look at news broadcasts. Sometimes there are broadcasts with very little dialogue, but they still are very credible. They're very convincing.
That's what credibility is, though.
Correct.
Right? So,
which means persuasion must be something completely different. Persuasion would be the guy from the BBC that does all the animal documentaries, and everyone loves him, and he's great. Always dresses in the same clothes.
Ed, I know who you're talking about.
Is it the voiceover guy or just?
Yeah, the voiceover guy. He's like, the planet is dying. The penguins be no more, Swordly.
It's on the tip of my brain.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, right.
But that guy puts persuasion into all of his.
You know what? Let's just go with the credibility roll, because persuasion's based on empathy. So, and I don't think I can roll good on a empathy. So,
okay.
I will dump 3 luck into this, Arthur.
Wow, you're confident.
Not
gonna
confident.
need that later. You're confident you're not going to need it later. Show me the power of your roll. That is a 10 and a 6 for a 35. Yeah. Listen, people are going to be talking about this one for years. They're going to say that this is the best one MASH Nathers done since the High Riders broadcast.
Sir David Attenborough.
David Attenborough. I wanted to say Atwater for some reason, but yes. All right. So with that done, we see your broadcast on both physical screens and in AR screens from people that are like walking down the street with glasses, looking at various advertisements. There's a virtual billboard. And then we cut to the 3 of you, Pascal, Coltan, and MASH, standing in front of a skyscraper in the very nice part of the upper deck of Redline City. The building has a massive golden flashy plaque that says it's the Ban Morta Memorial Tower. And somewhere where normally there would be parking, there's a giant red taped off space with an attendant. Anytime someone walks through it, the attendant says, no, you're not insured if you walk through here. This is the splash zone.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
You can see that 54 floors up, there is a balcony that protrudes from the side of the building. Unusually, it's the only protrusion off of the building on the second to last floor. Almost directly above the splash zone.
If Coltan walks by stairs or elevators, he does like the "that's bait" gif.
So you guys are going into the building?
I'm not going up any flights of stairs or elevators.
Oh, well, your meeting is on the 54th floor.
Well, then I might not be going.
Look, the rumors about Dante Fierro throwing people off of buildings is greatly exaggerated. That is he's only done it like 3 times in the entire time that I've been working for him. And I've only been employed by him for like 2 months. No, please don't exaggerate it. 2 months, okay? 2. All right?
So what you're saying is he's overdue. I'm not going up there.
So while you're standing there, the guy who presses the buttons for the elevator says, "Excuse me, gentlemen. What floor can I press for you?"
55, please, Mr. Button Pusher.
I'm sorry, that's Mr. Fierro's private floor.
Yes. And I am Mr. Fierro's private.
Are you sure you don't mean the 54th floor, sir?
I mean, what did you think I said?
55.
No, I clearly said 54.
He presses the 54 button and gestures for Colton to join him inside the elevator.
Don't be a baby, Colton. Come on.
You can hear the elevator dinging and going, "Please step inside. Please step inside."
Come on, Colton. It'll be okay.
As you all start rising up, he pulls out water bottle. So there's like a little champagne holder, and he pulls out like chilled water bottles and like saltines.
He's like an Uber driver for a fucking elevator.
Gentlemen, would you like refreshments and snacks?
Yes, please.
So he hands you a water bottle and a packet of saltines, just so that you won't be famished on your 54 floor trip.
We haven't even gotten past floor 3, and there's no more saltines left.
Colin's already theorizing how he's going to use his skateboard like grapple thing to not die when he gets thrown off the building.
Well, the building might have
what
enough.
What is a saltine? What is a saltine? I'm sorry. What is a saltine?
It's like a bread cracker.
Cracker, yeah,
with salt on it.
Oh, so it's like an honest biscuit,
like soup crackers.
You'd call it a biscuit, probably.
Soup cracker?
Yes.
The fuck?
When you were in the States, did you ever get like tomato soup and they gave you that little package of crackers that you could break into them?
No.
I'm sending it you, Henley.
Saltine, my god. Take a look. Oh, it's fucking...
It's a salted water biscuit.
See, when you were saying saltine, I was thinking like sultanas. I'm like, okay, that's weird. But
like dried fruit.
Yeah.
If you can remember back to your Australian days, Henley, I'd say a salada biscuit would be
yeah,
equivalent.
salada on its cracker. Yeah, same thing.
How do all of my shows always come back to recipes?
Surprised you don't call them mini toast.
Dragon Suit just came out, which is the D&D 5e cooking mini game.
Basically Melba toast, you know?
So you make it to the 54th floor, and none of you have been thrown out of the elevator to fall to your doom yet.
I like the idea that there's like a trick glass floor that opens up in the elevator.
If you say that out loud, Colton's like doing the 10-foot D&D thing, like.
So
like one of those Japanese game shows where like the floor opens up.
Yeah.
You are put through a security process. The secretary recognizes all 3 of you and hands you newly laminated badges that indicate that you're all contractors for Vestibule Contracting, which is the offices that inhabit this particular floor. Then you have to go through, like a gun scanner that also scans for cyberware, and a large, probably former cop looking fellow removes any weapons from you and puts them in a bin and hands you a tag. You can come back and get them later.
Okay.
You continue to pass through some hallways and doors until you find the office you're looking for, which is listed as Conference Room 3. And then beneath it, it has a plaque that says currently assigned to Mash Nathers. So when you go through those doors, you find yourself in a larger sub office. So we have a map of it. I'll try to get it to you guys. I don't want it to take away from our description of what's happening right now. So this is the map of vestibule contracting for, you know, the episode where you all get attacked in your offices and you defend it, Die Hard style, lethal weapon.
So Deus Ex, one of the newer games.
Yes.
Yeah.
So your guys' offices are somewhat around here. And this is Dante's office over in the corner. Each of you has a plaque, and there's a plaque for an office that says Bishop, and you have no idea who that is yet.
Oh, Bishop. Yeah, no. I swear I've met him before at the water cooler.
Nope, haven't met him yet.
Clearly, I remember everyone in this office.
You have no idea who he
Don't
is.
worry about it.
So Dante's office is actually...
He's even got a priest here for when he throws people off.
Dante's
Incredible.
office is in your conference room subdivision, and there is a green light over the door that says "Come in." You know, like there's a red one there that would also say "Wait." That's not currently lit.
So I'll do the, you know, the, what do they call it? The businessman knock.
You don't hear an
It's
answer,
the
but the
tune
door
to
is unlocked.
Funky Town. It opens. Smoke comes pouring out of the bottom of the floor.
Wow, you're really
Welcome to the
just trying to
jungle.
rewrite the
Slowly
Dante
starts
story.
playing.
The Undertaker's
It's like-
theme from the WWE starts playing.
Trump may have won a heavyweight championship, but Dante's working his way up to it.
So when you open the door, you can see that there's a man seated in a swivel chair facing away from you, talking out the window. And the window, of course, leads to a balcony where there's like a red tape that marks splash zone, and then there's two arrows indicating targets go over this side where there's no railing. So you can hear Dante speaking in badly accented Spanish. No es así como hacemos las cosas por aquí. Hazlo a mi manera o sí, no. Comprende? Sí. Sí.
What is he saying?
Do you speak Spanish?
I do.
Well, now I have to reverse translate it.
Oh.
Essentially, he's saying something along the lines of, that's not how I want things done. I want them done my way. Do you understand me? Good, good. Yes.
My way or the highway, literally.
If the party is looking at Colton, he'll like lightly brush some sweat away and like back towards back against a wall kind of thing.
So when you're back against the wall, you can see that there are a lot of decorations around here. There is a MBA from Cambridge Multiplex Ultraversity.
There we go.
Yeah, we got to bring it back, man.
You know, I still remember when you fucking dropped that on me.
Cambridge
during the
Multiplex
bios.
Ultraversity, Mr. Kampa. There's a first gen Trump bars poster. There's a picture of the original chief officers of Monte Santa Joja Corporation, and underneath them are newspaper clippings for all of them, because the only one left alive is Dante. So there's obituaries for the other members. There is a poster for Valhalla tickets, which appear to be very cheap bullets. And then there's a news article that's been framed that reads, "Mysterious jungle fighter takes down tank in hand-to-hand combat." And the caption underneath the photo of a man pulling a guy out of a tank and stabbing him in the throat reads, Valhalla.
If there's any friggin' Rorschach test like ink block things around here, I'm morbid. Just
There's another news article that's been framed reading, Dante Fierro declared president for life in Guatemala. Another one that says, Monte Santa Joja Corporation opens new offices across Central America, bringing new jobs and reviving the farming and pharmaceuticals industry. And there's one that's dated to just a few weeks ago that says, Conflict zones throughout South America dying down as a mysterious mercenary force led by an insane Viking general brings an end to decades of fighting with previously unseen savagery. So Dante is facing away from you and is typing on a virtual keyboard. So you can't see what he's typing on, but it's still happening. And the image is being projected on the wall, and it's like a letter to the editor. And it's like, Dante Fierro is a very virile, powerful man, well loved by all the ladies. I am an insider in the Dante Fierro administration in Guatemala, and I have this to say. And then you could see him typing, signed John Barron, aide to the president. Then he hits enter and turns and swivels to look at all of you. You're looking at what is essentially the Palestinian version of The Rock. He's very handsome, outgoing, expressive, quite well built, and he's wearing an immaculate business suit. Sitting right next to him is what is 100% a copyright ripoff of the Iron Man suit. Mr. Nathers, I see that your team has exceeded beyond my expectations.
Oh, I mean, was there any doubt? No, there wasn't, really. No doubt.
I don't like doubting my employees, so let's say yes, there was no doubt.
Perfect. This is the way I like to roll.
So he stands up and walks over to you, Colton, and holds out a hand and says, I'm Emperor Dante Fierro of the Unified Empire Purgatorio. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Mr. Bonez.
I'm very clammy. I'm sorry about that. And shake his hand wetly.
Yeah, he gives you a good firm grip. He's not afraid of your clamminess. He walks over to you, Pascal, and gives you the same greeting.
After shaking his hand, Pascal very pointedly wipes Colton's clamminess off on his jeans.
Colton will mouth I don't like heights.
Mr. Nathers, he says, sitting behind his desk and gesturing for you all to take seats and chairs scattered around the room.
I'll take the one furthest away from the window, please.
Are they the weird chairs, like those weird horse chairs that they tried to bring?
No. So these chairs are shaped.
1980s?
They're shaped where they don't have back legs. They're just like a reverse C.
Yeah.
I understand that two members of your team will be, how should I put this, in recovery for some time.
Yeah, their arms are a little...
Yes, it is rather unusual for the team's chief security officer to go into combat in a t-shirt.
Maybe confidence got a better room with a medic on the team. I don't know.
Yeah.
So he gets
also
out.
Didn't get into cover very often. That was the other thing that kind of struck me as a little odd as a man who's apparently seen a lot of firefights. But
he gets out a fanny pack, which is apparently packed with cash. He says, I would have used a briefcase, but I'm afraid that this would not be enough to get anywhere near the dramatic effect of a filled briefcase. But contained within is the bonus for you to divide among your remaining members. Is 8,000 Eurobucks. You have succeeded beyond my expectations, and in shorter time than I would have thought possible.
Well, we aim to please. And by the way, a fanny pack is so much more interesting to wear than a briefcase. So you got me.
You don't need to use the fanny pack. You can just take the money out of it.
Doesn't Colton already?
I will.
Yes, Colton has a fanny pack.
I have an RGB fanny pack.
Yes. So he presses a button and says, you can come in now. I understand you're going to need a new security expert on your team. Allow me to introduce Mr. Bishop. Now, that is not his last name. It's his first name. It's kind of like Prince. He's a once-in-a-lifetime phenomenal superstar among the solo community. So he only uses one name. It's very mysterious, his backstory. A lot of stuff.
Did he kill his other name? Like, what's the deal there?
I haven't thought to ask. So, Bishop, you open the door and there's a group of people. Everyone turns to look at you and they're apparently talking about you as you walk in.
Okay.
Well, as long as he wears sleeves, I shouldn't have a problem with him.
You have no context for that.
So Bishop is actually quite tall, like pushing 6'2", with clearly sort of dyed white blonde hair, and classic solo mirror shades. Looks like he's young, but he's been aged by what he's seen and what he's done. So he's got those sort of crag lines, despite being in his late 20s. It looks more like he's 10 years older than he actually is. Wearing like a leather jacket, which is like motorcycle jackets, where they have the obvious armor plates, sewn inside the lining as such, over like a plain grey t-shirt and effectively just biker pants, effectively, boots, a concealed heavy pistol under the jacket, which is like the jacket's open, so the butt will be showing as the jacket swings, and not with a lot of obvious cyberware at all. Really, probably the only thing that would be obvious would be the eyes, but like no cyber limbs or obvious weapons other than the pistol. So
I walk over and I stick my hand out. I'm like, "Hello, Mr. Bishop. Pleasure to meet you." And I go to shake your hand.
I'll shake your hand.
Mr. Bishop, you'll be working with Mr. Nathers' team. Sorry, what'd you say, drummer?
Is it like Mr. Bishop all one word, or Mr. hyphen Bishop? That was his first name, right?
Marcus
Yes.
Bishop.
Okay.
Dante calls everybody Mr.
Marky Mark.
So I have a question for you, if you don't mind me asking, Mark.
Marcus.
So Marcus, sorry. So who wants to kill you? Like, is there anyone that wants to kill you? Like anyone that
Dante
I might
just
know
starts
that
laughing
wants to kill you?
hilariously.
Almost certainly, but no one that you need to worry about, Mr. Nathers.
Is it because you can kill them better?
Let's just say I won't bring up your past. You don't need to bring up mine.
Oh, you can actually Google mine. It's like there's actually a video of it that I recorded from my perspective that you can watch. So you should know there's a lot of people that want to kill me. Most of Europe, actually, I think, is where I'm at right now. So we're good as long as you know that. I mean, he knows that, right, Dante? He knows that, yeah.
Mr. Bishop,
Okay.
when you are on this team, Mr. Nathers is in charge except in matters of security, in which case your judgment will take preference.
I take out a small, like, ring-bound notepad and a pencil and, like, write something in it and then put it back in my jacket pocket.
Dante
hey,
looks at you like that's super quaint.
That's analog as fuck, dude.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Fiero.
Show me your pen license. I don't believe you have it.
Gentlemen, this office is available for you to use, and you will have direct access to me while I remain in town. The United Empire Purgatorio and Monto Center Georgia Corporation and my holding company, Purgatory Unlimited, all of them are preparing for some large moves. I'm hoping to be recognized as a mega corporation soon. Mr. Nathers, I'll need you to remain behind after this meeting to speak to me about several private matters that do not relate to your work here. For the rest of you, feel free to use the cafeteria. Employees get half off our meals here. We also have a grocery store as well. He says, not looking at Pascal. He's like suspiciously not looking at you while he says that. Your offices are equipped with all of the finest electronics we have in terms of desktop computers. You need to browse the internet as such, And you can also request services from one of our net runners. You should know that vestibule contracting works exclusively with edge runners. I know other corporations and mega corporations don't like to keep you people on hire, but I've found that if you work with people like you and you pay them well and you show them even a hint of loyalty, you can gain their lifelong companionship right up until they betray you. And when he says that, he doesn't point, but he turns to look at the balcony where the railing has been removed. Now, I understand people like you have complicated pasts, and sometimes interferences happen. As long as it does not happen on my dime while you're doing work for me, I don't care. If you get into such a situation, you require help, we will help you. It will cost you. We're not going to leave you hanging. Still looking over the railing when he says, pays well, and you get a monthly salary, and more importantly, you pay your taxes, so no one can bother you. I don't have a job for you now, but there will be another one in perhaps a week or two. Do any of you have any questions about the terms of your employment or any other specific endeavors? You are dismissed. Mr. Nathers, please remain behind.
Okie dokie.
I'll hold the door for the other two.
Yeah. I'll probably like mention to Pascal that if there's an edge runner network, we might be able to find the guy that was trying to kill us.
Yes.
So bent on revenge. Just nothing personal.
Not revenge, but like, if we know this guy, maybe we can become friends monetarily or
just
kill them.
Making sure that he's not still looking for us.
I might ask about cryo tank rentals too. That might be helpful.
So, Mash, you're alone in the room with Dante. He pulls out a cigar and then cuts it and hands it to you.
I gladly, eagerly accept it.
Dante cuts one for himself as well, sits down, pours 2 glasses of whiskey, says, "You know, I don't normally partake. Try to remain a good Muslim. But it's difficult these days. Ever since the Middle East was destroyed by the Europeans, it has been more difficult than usual to find faith. Not that I was ever particularly good at it to begin with."
So Mash is like, you're speaking to the wrong man if you want some counseling on faith, Mr.
Yes,
Sierra.
I'm not here to talk to you about faith, but this is the good whiskey. Now, you may have noticed that during your activities, you received a ticket, a fine for your vehicular problems, yes? It was addressed directly to you. That happened in like
weird.
episode 1 or 2.
Is that with the Karen?
That was the riding without a helmet.
Yes, riding without a helmet.
Oh,
You weren't sure why or how it happened.
I don't even own a car, so probably wrong.
Mr. Nathers, there is a corporation here, city, which has been making moves that are greatly upsetting. They are selling people's private information, their faces, and their activities. They are selling them to other mega corporations. Even if they had let me in on it, which they have not, I would find it very distasteful. And I'm going to make it my mission to destroy them. They have cost me quite a bit. Anyways.
Is there something I can help you with?
There will be multiple prongs of attack, but I was hoping that outside of your work for me, and in professional capacity, you might be willing to help me undertake this personal project for a price.
Oh, you know me. I'm easily bought, easily paid for, especially when it comes to your money, Dante.
This particular project could be very threatening. More than your life might be at stake. Your reputation, your family, all of it might be targeted as a result of taking on this one corporation.
I can't remember if I cared much about my family. It's been a while since I played this.
The answer is probably not.
It's like, so Mash Nathers will give the Patrick Bateman look, and he just like, family? No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Look, the only thing family's good for is holding you down, Dante. Not so bad.
Well, if you do not value your own life, then I know that I can come to you for this particular project. I have nothing for you now.
All I know is that I'm going to leave one hell of a beautiful corpse, Dante. Really. It's going to be...
He takes a long cigar puff and says, yes, I know the feeling.
So he will, so I guess, partake, and he's like, so did you happen to catch the airing of the nice little article and event that we did on that?
I did. Network
facility?
News 54 purchased your article for quite a good price. And indeed, I believe you were recompensated through your monthly salary. I reviewed it before I had our tech send it out, and you have done an excellent job building an emotional case against Biotechnica for their, what was it, horrifying human crimes?
Oh yeah, they were actually doing it too, which is kind of surprising. I just made it worse for them. You know, that was
Yes.
that was the part that really killed it for me.
Our techs will be looking through anything that remains and the encrypted data that you recovered, and see if we can find anything that Purgatory Unlimited can use in order to advance our own black market cybernetics research.
They were doing some really interesting things with, you know, making super soldiers and that sort of stuff. The guy that blew off Pascal's arms,
Newton's arms.
was Newton. Sorry,
Yes.
for some
Mr.
reason those two
Maxwell.
names just mix. Yeah, he was. He
Yes, I
was.
saw the footage.
Very robotic. Yeah. Hmm.
Yes, such research is outlawed by the corporate councils.
Oh, well, I hope they don't put it in any animals or anything like that, because that would be awful.
That's already been done. He looks wistfully at like a picture on his desk that you haven't seen yet and says, I knew a man who did that before. His animals were dying constantly, always being shot directly in the head. Tigers, wolves, lions, gorillas, always. So many animals.
I actually don't know what to say to that. Sounds ridiculous.
There are things that you can do as cyberware that you wouldn't even believe possible, Mr.
So, you mentioned something about a ticket? Who gave me a ticket? What's that about?
The state police ticketed you for riding without a helmet on a motor in city limits.
Oh, that's ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. There are people walking around with heavy machine gun fire shooting in all directions, and they ping me for not wearing a helmet.
Welcome to Redline City, Mr. You'll find that people's cyclopic focus is only on the power that they have over others when it comes to the corporate level.
I see. Oh, just out of curiosity, is there do you have like a store that we can buy personal belongings from with, you know, a nice little discount or anything like that?
No. We have a restaurant for employees and groceries. I can direct you to several fine... Well, he looks over your clothing and says, perhaps they are a bit out of your price range, actually.
Oh no, these are very expensive. This tracksuit runs up to at least 150 euro bucks.
Dante laughs, but in that way that you realize that he's laughing at you, not with you. Super condescending. Yes, $150 tracksuit. Yes.
Oh, I mean, I have to stay with the people, you see, Dante. If
Yes.
the people don't respect me, my credibility just.
You can take the bottle with you, Mr. Nathers.
I will. I will. Thank you. Thank you.
I hope to have another hit job for you in the next 2 weeks. I will see to it that you and your group earn your paycheck.
Thank you.
So, Coltan, Pascal, Bishop, the three of you exit Dante's office, and then the three of you are standing outside Dante's office awkwardly.
Probably splitting the bonus 2K each, and then saving 2K for.
Okay,
Or
well,
unless we've
Bishop
already
wasn't
split them.
actually there. You can give him 2K if you want to.
It's a signing bonus.
Signing bonus.
666.
And then you're leaving 2,000 for MASH in the...
Yeah. I'll just like put my 2,000 in my own RGB fanny pack. It's better.
So what does it you two do for Mr. Nathers?
I make sure no one dies. Well, like they can die, I just bring them back, you know.
I handle all those little things.
Very well. Unnecessarily cryptic.
Like the best.
Pascal
the
actually
I
best-
don't understand. Is
smiles.
James playing himself?
But Pascal, you like actually smiles when you say that, like, which doesn't happen often.
Well, I'm getting hungry. You guys want food? On me. We just got paid.
As soon as you say "on you," Pascal's eyes light up. Well, if you insist.
There are some good places downstairs.
If you know them better than me, lead the way.
What's your favorite restaurant in the building, Bishop?
So I think that, I mean, having grown up in the environment he did, probably Bishop has more than regular street tastes. So he'll actually like try to go to a restaurant rather than to like some sort of eatery, you know. So I don't know, maybe something, is there Italian here, for example?
There is. There's a tapas place as well, but there's a Italian restaurant, La Trattoria.
Yeah. Oh, actually, tapas sounds good.
Is there a place to log our money without being equipment? Or is
Yes.
it just for everything?
In equipment, there's a
it's
cash section.
Yeah.
Okay, so
There's a cash
like
section.
it's just minus equipment's value is your actual cash, I guess.
There's a section right next to it for
there's a
cash.
box that you can fill in
Says
next
cash.
to those up and down arrows.
There's no field there.
There is. It just doesn't look like there is, but it is. If you click next to the two arrows, your cursor should pop up. Or just click the arrow and then a 1 will be in there and then you'll see it. Unless your character sheet's broken, in which case try reloading.
It might be broken. I'll reload it.
Yeah, you have a thing that says cash here that says $19,999 on your character sheet.
No, that's my equipment value.
No, your equipment value is on the right hand side.
Yeah, the equipment value fills in automatically from the gear that you
Whatever
have
you
when
type
you
in.
put in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't work in popped out mode. No,
Working
I
for
still
me.
can't.
See, I
Still
just changed
can't.
it. Did it update? At 10,500?
Okay, so like in that field, I thought it was like beside the Eurobuck dollar sign. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it's saying. Like you have 10,500 euro bucks, and then to the right of that it says equipment value. That's everything that you're holding that it recognizes.
Oh, I thought it was like cash, like
Nope.
total amount of all your shit. This
Nope.
middle, your current
that-
money, equipment value, to the right? My bad.
The equipment
Got it.
value should auto fill out basically if you've got all
Yeah.
your gear with costs in it. So
Yeah, I got it. I was just confused for a second.
Mhm.
Just so I know like how much to take out when I pay for people's meals. Because one thing you'll learn, Bishop will learn that Colton says what or does what he says and doesn't like people who don't. Most of those people end up dead.
So, a table for 3 in the VIP section for the 3 of you is €90.
Sure.
So you get served like there are servers that come by with platters filled
Is it
with
90 with our discount?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. They come by with platters of like olives, cheeses, chopitas, chorizo, like watermelon on a stick. There's all sorts of small finger foods from like a Mediterranean and Spanish region that you can just, the waiter will like offer you the tray and you just take what you want off and put on your plate. And every 4 to 5 minutes, another tray will come by with different stuff on it.
Cool.
Your seats are amazing. They're excellent. Pascal, this restaurant is at the kind of level you would take your clients to. It's the highest end restaurant you could probably see in Redline City.
Excellent.
And this is what they use as a corporate cafeteria.
I eat a very calorific diet. So like I'm picking out all the meat, anything which is like clearly, high protein, high calorie. Bishop is going for straight away.
Oh yeah, they probably have like a little section on the tray that indicates what's good for keto diets for you to take out.
Yeah.
You got an automatic calorie counter in your throat.
Paleolithic. So I think what we see is the camera switches to Bishop's point of view, and when you look at Pascal and when you look at Colton, you get like their criminal records, their like names and aliases. You realize that Colton is wanted by the Department of Health and Human Services. He has a warrant out from the United States of America. It's not, I mean, it's never worth bounty hunting for the United States of America, the small, pathetic government that fell instantly when the corpse took over.
Was that from the person who humiliated me?
Yes, Lydia Josiah.
Great.
LJ. Pascal, you have so many aliases there, it like goes off the edge of your internal cyberware's ability to list them.
Yeah, I've got Times Square marquee so I can scroll.
Oh yeah, it's you haven't seen the end of it and you've been here for 30 minutes. A lot of stuff seems to indicate that he's a member of the Tagalog Mafia and that he's committed or been an associate in like hundreds of crimes. There's no warrants out for him in America or any megacorps currently, but for the Philippines, he has a metric F ton of warrants. You catch a brief reflection of yourself, and we can see that it indicates that you too have warrants out, but we don't see your name. Like you move when you see your reflection in like the shining of a silver pan before we can see what your real name is, Marcus Bishop.
I did pay for 2 rounds of body sculpting as well to try and help. Yeah.
What I have.
So it's like when your mobile phone says maybe someone, when you get a message from you don't know, it's like maybe this person.
65% accuracy.
How accurate was the body sculpting? Like if I rolled a diagnose high enough, would I have an inkling that this person is not how they were before?
So I'd say that because I didn't pay for like the body sculpting that is like so Bishop has obviously had biomodification. Like in terms of like if he takes his jacket off and you see like the muscle tone on his chest, you see like the tendons crossing between the muscles. It's like he's obviously had like lacing treatments done. So yeah, I'd say that he's obviously been body modded.
Yeah, but like, would a facial recognition thing be tricked by your new face?
Partially, yes.
Partially, yeah.
So would a diagnose roll let me like get an inkling that like this person?
I'll allow it. Go ahead.
Because Colton does this to people all the time. Like as soon as he meets someone, like, what's wrong with you? Mostly in a derogatory sense, but like also physically.
I haven't found it yet, so let's just put the difficulty at 20. Although I need to alter that based on body sculpting. But this is just to
body
see.
Sculpting does give you like a DC value for.
Yeah, I thought it might, but I can't find the body sculpting chapter, and I don't.
I can find it for you.
20.
Exactly what you needed. Yeah, you can tell that he's in peak physical condition, but not recently. But at some point in the past, he's underwent one or more rounds of body sculpting to alter his or his appearance.
It's whatever difficult, by the way. Difficult is the check difference. So it's average for 1 round, difficult for 2 rounds, very difficult for 3 rounds.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so 20 will pass then.
Yeah, definitely.
So like, Colton doesn't do anything with the information, but like
He knows.
if Bishop is like aware, then he might notice me kind of eye diagnosing him.
I mean, I'm reading down about you or your eye diagnosis. So it's one of those awkward staring moments where there's no conversation.
Yeah,
but just,
well, like, Colton's already like proven that his superpower is social awkwardness. So,
Not sure that's a superpower, but sure.
So,
I guess.
Bishop, what brings you to our merry band here?
Well, for the most part, employment. I've only recently come to Redline City, and Mr. Fierro had a good offer on the table. I was a bit tired of
for ending up in this hellhole.
Oh, that depends on where you've come from, I suppose. But yeah, this was better than a solo gig.
It's true. You're fairly. What are you, like late 20s? How old are you? How old are you, Pascal?
21.
Okay, so we're both like youngins. So just like probably make a joke like, do you want like a code name like Old Timer or Geezer?
I mean, Bishop was sort of the idea of that.
Oh, I thought that was your name. I was like superhero names.
No.
Okay, let's go.
Like most people who leave a life behind, I leave a name behind.
That's fair.
I understand perfectly.
Really dramatic and edgy when he said that. Probably it started raining outside.
That's a line that gets revisited.
Like you see Pascal having a flashback of leaving the arcology and then leaving Atlanta and leaving behind a string of names.
Is it just like where the camera zooms on Pascal? The camera doesn't change, but you hear the noise in the background of like screaming and gunfire or all that sort of stuff.
This is a line that gets revisited in the season 2 flashback episode.
Of course. Oh yeah, for sure. Glad we all know so much about film that we can set these scenes up. You can see on the volume is very low on them, but they have the subtitles turned on. The monitors are talking about the struggle of Medtech versus Arasaka, and then there's the Network News 54 exclusive breaking news report by Nathers, who's in Redline City, reporting live about a Biotechnica break-in last night. And you all see yourselves, but your faces are all blurred out and all your identifying features have been taken out. You sound like this: "Over here, reloading, he's down." Like your voices are all distorted ridiculously.
I definitely would have used the wow 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 from
the Snoopy.
Charlie Brown's teacher.
Yeah.
Filter.
Yeah, it looks bad. It is, of course, you remember the raid being bad, but as you're watching the news, it looks bad too. Like, it looks like Biotechnica took a massive plunge, and there's a lot of talk in the building about a lot of the higher-ups are just like, at Mr. Fierro's advice this morning, I shorted Biotechnica, and that is paying off. Incredible. I don't know how he does it.
I still wish we got in the secret room.
By the way, in case you were wondering what the recording was like, so basically at some points the film would pause and Nathers would walk out on a completely obvious green screen and like point at elements on the screen with
Oh,
like a stick.
Did you see
And like,
did you see the DC Fandom stream?
no.
So
I'm
at
just
this
imagining
point,
that. It's like a very technical, like 3D green screen where people are like on a thing that's clearly CG, but the reflections are being also put in and they can like walk around. It was a thing.
so at this
Okay.
point, I think
I'm-
Pascal excuses himself and gets up and calls James Martin
Yeah.
and says, "If you're not watching 54, turn it on now."
Pascal answers, but the phone. No, sorry. Pascal doesn't answer. Someone picks up and he's just like, "This is operator 37. Who the hell is this?" James Martin doesn't work in this department anymore. He got promoted this morning. Who are you?
Sorry, wrong number.
You can, as you're hanging up, the guy's just like, "Who is this? How did you get my direct line?" Click.
I'm regaling Bishop
Nice.
like the time that he got the cops and like the corporate cops to fight each other with a friend's help.
Yeah, the Patreon episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
The corporate cops and then the corporate security, or sorry, corporate security and state police. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good time. At this point, you end up your meal, and when you head back up to your offices, Mash, you're coming out of Dante's room with a bottle of whiskey, half of a cigar, and in your office room, right off of the main like recreational area, you can see that there's a fanny pack with a bunch of money in it sitting on your chair as the rest of your team walks in.
What
I
up,
actually-
losers?
With my notepad as well, I'm going to tear up a couple of pages and write my cell number and give it to the other two as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Once again, written in pencil, but the page has like also a page number written in pen in the bottom corner of the page as well.
I'll probably like know like what's with the analog stuff anyway. You don't like a paper trail? Ironic because
It's just an affectation.
Save
Okay.
your paper. I've already scanned your phone. Don't worry about it. It's all up in here.
I'll just like put the paper down, put the number in my phone, and if you if you catch a reflection or if you ever see my phone, your name's not Bishop in the phone, it's Biscuit.
Are you using like it? I imagine it's all like the what do they call it? Where you have to hit like
T9.
T9. Oh
Yeah.
my god, yes.
Yeah, man.
You know, someone
H.
actually
H. Okay.
someone actually gave me like a T9, like what do you call it? Like a code. And I, for the life of me, couldn't work out how to do it. It's been so long since I tried to do T9 stuff.
Yeah, I was a wizard at T9 in my teenage years, but I can do it now.
I remember being very good at it.
So, Bishop, you get a report from the head of security for this floor that it's basically the rest of your team's armaments and their combat cyberware. It looks like they're packing like pistols, basically, submachine guns. It's pretty light.
I've got a solo SMG though, so it's like
Still
it's like
an
a
SMG.
heavy SMG. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have the heaviest SMG that's available on the streets, but it's still quite low.
The
I gotta
Finrail
be
heavy
agile.
assault is like pea shooter.
Compared to a former police officer
That's
with
true.
who's
That's
a
fair.
solo.
That is fair. I mean, I took out the most people in that.
But
last
my weaponry is light, although I've got that one weird one.
Yes, you do have the drug gun. And that raises all kinds of alarms with security, by the way.
I'm sure it did.
They're just like, he's not supposed to have this. I don't think anyone's supposed to have this. We only use these on black sites.
So what's your usual mission for the company?
We just had our
I
first.
only have one.
Well, normally I'm called in to help dig up dirt and find out all the nitty gritty. By the way, you want a swig of this? It's good shit. It's the best shit. And I like hand him like a half drunk bottle of
like $1,000
brand.
whiskey.
Yeah, just necking it.
I'll try a bit.
Yeah. I like this one. Yeah. So normally we're the type of guys that goes and finds the dirt so that Dante can make the pay dirt. You know what I mean? That's what we do. I make problems for them in the public space, the tanks. You know?
Oh yeah, Mesh. You've been working for Dante longer than us. What happened to your old team?
I didn't need a team until I started getting dirty. You know what I mean? Until I started getting like the goop on my hands. You know, previously it was all net runners digging me up the stuff, and then they put a pretty face in front of it. You know, like. But when it comes to you know, making sure that the bodies are in the right spot, I needed a bit more people with meat on them. You know what I mean?
Fair.
Yeah. So everyone's got paid, and you know, Mr. Bishop's got his signing bonus. So I would recommend not spending it all. Remember, you do have to live, gentlemen.
You have to make rent at the end of the month. You pay for your cell phone plan, your groceries.
Well, he did say he was putting us on monthly retainer, so
yes, that's your salary that's in the book is how much you'll be paid every month.
Okay.
I forget what that is. I think it's like 3,000.
For most of it's going to be like 5,000 to 6,000.
Starting funds. Let's see. Oh, page 58 for anyone wondering. For me, that is what? I'm a media. I'm level 7, so 3,000. Okay. That's more than enough to cover my monthly. So since we don't have any computer people here,
were we able to get any of the Cybertech out?
No.
Okay.
We had to destroy it to cut
You can
them off from
go
the facility.
shopping, or you can return home, or anything you want to do. You got an open period of time to live your lives before the next mission.
so I was I wanna go take a loan to get enough money for a car, Arthur.
How much are we talking about? What kind of car first?
6,000 jobs, so the sedan.
Do you want to get it electrical or gas? Synthetic gas.
I actually can't remember which one is more readily available. I think
they're both readily available.
The
The difference is their top speed. The electric is half the speed of a gas powered.
Was it Chew 2? Is the
Chew 2 synthetic
and,
gasoline? Yep.
Mm-hmm. I think I'll go from the synthetic gas.
Okay.
That sounds reasonable. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have
'Cause,
no
you know,
vehicles right now because
Exactly. So that's sort of why I wanted to do this, so that everyone we at least have a vehicle we can get around in. So.
Yeah, I've got my motorcycle, but I can't take us all on that.
Exactly.
I can just like grapple with you, but
that's not going to happen in the future. It's not going to happen in the future. I'm not going to get pinged for not wearing a fucking helmet.
Does Colton ride bitch?
No, Have you ever read Snow Crash?
No. Yeah.
Okay, there's a thing on that called, what are they called?
Poons.
Deliberator? No. Poons.
Harpoons,
Yeah, poons. They're harpoons. So they ride skateboards with reactive spokes, so that they could be like all-terrain, high-speed vehicles, and then they take harpoons and attach themselves to metal car bodies and drag themselves.
Yeah. So it's essentially like the stats of like a Vespa or whatever in game, like a low quality vehicle, but that's my wheels. I use other people's momentum.
Also, if I'm taking out a loan, Arthur, I think I'll get like enough to furnish my home as well.
Which corporation would you like to take a loan from?
I mean, if I could do it with this corporation, Dante's corporation, that'd be the way to go, but...
Okay. I just want to warn you against taking loans from your employer. It can lead you to some bad places.
Yeah, like
Well, what am
Dante.
what are my options here? I mean,
So you can
realistically.
get a small subcompact vehicle that can fit 4 people in it.
Yeah, the sedan thing or whatever it is.
Yeah, small subcompact for 6,000. Do you have 6,000 euro bucks?
I do not. That's why I want to take the loan. So
Okay. All right. Then let's talk about how much extra stuff you want beyond that.
Enough to lightly furnish the home that I'm in. So I don't know what the furniture costs are. I know they're listed somewhere.
Yes, the furnishing costs are on page 68. Each piece of furniture, it depends on whether you want to get synthetic or real wood. Synthetic is 100 a piece and real wood is 200 a piece.
Oh, I see. What's the apartment cube? Isn't that just like the whole thing furnished?
Apartment cube is literally like a 10 by 10 by 10 block that you can fit your entire life in and drag behind a vehicle.
Oh, I see. Well, I've got two rooms in my apartment, so I'll go with we'll go with a 200 a piece. Why not? Fuck it.
What are you
Gotta
thinking?
live
Like
nice.
6-7 pieces?
Yeah, so like a bed, and then you got like TVs and couch and stuff. So yeah, normal living space. And so 7. Yeah, let's do 7. So
It's like 7,500.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you head downstairs to a loan officer who looks over your current employment and your monthly salary, the fact that you want a car. He gets back to you and he says, well, I have to tell you, Mr. Nathers, your credentials are incredible, and you're even backed by Mr. Fierro. So we're willing to offer you $7,500 loan for 19%.
Okay. That's what, like 9,000 euro bucks, something like that.
No, that's the interest rate. Until you pay it back.
Okay. Hang on, I'm just doing some quick math. It's really late for me, so I have to.
Yeah, don't worry. So here's the thing. At the end of the month, whatever you haven't paid back is going to compound 19%.
All right, so we're looking at 1425. Okay. Yeah, fuck it, let's do it.
So if you haven't paid anything back by the end of this month, it's going to be $8,925, which will then compound again by 19% every month. When you pay something off, lower down. Just trying to make this. This isn't exactly how loans go, guys, but I'm trying to make it interesting and easy rather than set up a home loan for a tabletop RPG show.
No, yeah, that's an incredibly terrible deal. You should never take a deal like that.
Oh, 19%? Yeah. No, absolutely not. But this is the cyberpunk future.
Cyberpunk future.
It's
right?
basically
that's
exactly
pretty much what credit cards are.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah. You signed your loan. Everything's good.
Where's the cost for ammunition in the book? It's like 60 something.
It's slightly before equipment, slightly after weapons, and it is on
64.
Page 64, yeah. So it'll change depending on whether or not you're getting armor piercing, because armor piercing costs 3 times as much.
Arthur, I know that you and I talked about this on Discord, and I'm having trouble finding it. Do you have the cost for my special sleepy rounds?
Yes, I do. Your special sleepy rounds are a drug. They're called Sleep Dart, and they cost 150 euro bucks a piece.
Awesome.
And you're going to have to get those from a legal drug dealer.
And then he'll probably jack the prices up as well.
Yeah.
Good thing I happen to know an illegal drug dealer.
Yes. I mean, you have street deals, so you can probably get a good...
I was talking Coltan, but yes, I could also do street deal.
Well, Coltan, if Coltan has chemistry, he can probably cook up Sleep Dart. It's not terribly difficult to make.
I have pharmaceuticals.
Yep. Yeah, you can try to make it.
Yeah.
And that was gonna. I was
Oh,
gonna
just
talk
know if
to
you get caught making this, it's like 5 years in prison.
Well, whatever.
So was there
gonna-
anything that you're missing, James, in terms of equipment? Like, it's worth asking now, I suppose.
So the only thing I couldn't afford to buy during creation was a vehicle. So now that I've got my signing bonus, I will go out and buy a Mitsuzuki Achigari motorcycle.
Fantastic. You're picking one out of the book directly rather than, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Which book is that in?
Chrome 2.
There it goes. See, he's so deep on the Chromebooks.
Gotta love the Chromebooks.
Yeah, don't worry. Listen, I'm going to be offering you special equipment out of the Chromebook. Yeah, so you go buy a really good motorcycle. For you, Nathers, your car is waiting for you when you walk out of the building. It's in a parking space set aside for you, and there's a gold placard on it that says "Reserved for Nathers."
Oh, hell yeah, I got a parking space.
No, not a parking space. The car
Oh.
has like a,
Okay.
you know, like your auto agent like printed it off for you and put it on the car so that you know it was yours.
Oh, that's so nice of him.
Okay, so
By the way, my key fob is connected to me inside my brain, by the way.
Fantastic. You give it
I
that
did,
first beep beep so that you unlock all the doors. It feels so good.
That new car smell.
A pine evergreen, of course,
Oh, my
right out of
God,
the
yes.
factory.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to
Synth
buy,
leather seats.
nice. If I want to buy a Trauma Team subscription,
Yep,
I
I think it's like 500 a month.
yeah, the 500 in the book. Does that comes with the?
It comes with a plastic card that you can snap in half.
Yep.
And if you do, it will summon Trauma Team to your position in 1d6 + 1 minutes.
I also have Neuralink, so I get the Dead Man Switch program.
Yes. They'll include it in your Trauma Team membership. So if you...
Just keep in mind they also bill you for ammunition and medical expenses.
Correct. It
It's a
could end
small
up
cost
costing
to
you
pay
quite a
for
bit,
your
but
life.
the difference is you'll be alive.
I bought way more ammo when I built my character than I thought I did. I thought I
Yeah.
bought 3 clips. No, I bought 3 boxes of 100.
Yes. Yeah, you have a lot of...
They come in
ammo.
boxes, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, so I have 28 clips now because I burned 2 of them last time we fought. I burned 2 clips of ammo on 2 people.
Let me ask you a question here, Arthur. I'm not entirely fully up to date with this stuff, but personal laptop computers, what are they capable of in this scenario?
Library search. You can personally connect your cyberware to one because you have interface plugs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can do your video editing using an editing suite on a computer by like taking all of your various data and inputs.
So I like the idea that I just have like a cable that's in my backpack that I plug into my neck, and I'm always like on the computer or some shit. Okay, I just need to buy one.
Too
So
real.
that's fun.
Too real.
Yeah.
Mm.
We call it a smartphone
like
around here.
I mean, yeah, everything's connected into my brain. So I think, Arthur, I'll spend 900 on
Of your personal cash?
getting one of the
Yeah.
my
Okay.
personal cash, getting a laptop. So because I don't think anyone else has one in the group, right? So
Correct.
yeah, okay, and that'll be that, and I'm good.
I would like to make a street deal roll to get myself some more sleepy drug.
Perfect. You're not gonna get Pascal to make it?
Colton.
What's the process? Like, do I have to analyze it first and then?
Yeah, so I mean, for you are a licensed doctor. You can get these chemicals, and it'll cost you half the cost of what it takes to make these. Just get it all together. You'll make a chemistry roll. If you succeed, you'll have made the drug, and if you fail, you'll have made a bad batch.
Yeah, so it just depends on what you want to do. Whether you want to roll it and see if you get bad shit and have to buy it anyway, or what?
I mean, I didn't want to put other players at risk because I don't, Arthur said that if you get caught making this, it's really bad.
I mean, look, you
And-
have an automatic weapon, which is 5 to 10 years, right? Like, all of you are walking crime labs.
Well,
So-
okay.
I'm wanted by who now?
Yeah, the Department of Health
Some-
and Human Services.
Yeah. So
mean-
if they catch me doing anything anyway, then they're gonna just screw me. So may as well do the worst thing I can.
If you're willing to do it for me, then I'd much rather buy it from you than owe one of my contacts.
Pascal and Colton make a drug deal.
There we go. So what exactly would it be?
So when you go to the
Pharmaceuticals,
pharmacy to pick up the drugs, like the pharmacist is just like, young man, make sure you don't misuse this stuff. You know, I'm looking over this and I'm sure you're doing it for perfectly legal reasons, but some of these ingredients could be used to make coffin nails. That's a real epidemic that's threatening the streets of our American youth.
Is
You
there
aren't making
some-
any coffin nails, are you?
Is there like some sort of like, because I've graduated, I'm assuming I've graduated medical school with like honors or whatever.
Yes.
Is there any like thing I could show and be like, listen, buddy, I'm kind of a big deal here.
Yeah, you pull out your medical degree, and he's like, "I know you're a doctor, but oh, you are cum laude." Oh. Well,
Just mansplain it to him.
Yeah.
The drugs he's giving you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, doctor. I have to ask. You're licensed to get these drugs, but the state requires me to make sure you're not making any of those cotton nails.
I
All of the
know,
urban youth are using them, you know.
I'm only 21 and you have to card people. I get it.
Oh, you're a doctor at 21? Good. I didn't get my medical degree until I was 26.
And now you're here.
Wow. He slowly pushes over a desk full of drugs to you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Deeply wounded.
So I've given you 600 and, or I'm buying enough for 10 doses, so that would be 625 if it's half the price.
So it costs 150 times 10.
Oh, 150.
Yes.
I thought you said 120.
So it's 750
Okay.
Eurobucks worth of drugs to start with.
Great.
All right, Colton. I need you to
Pharmaceuticals.
make a chemistry check. Your difficulty is 16.
What's the difference between chemistry and pharmaceuticals? Because I have pharmaceuticals. I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
have
use that
chemistry.
instead. Yeah.
Great. 19.
Yep, you absolutely unbelievably blow it out. You get a batch of 10. It takes like a few hours, but you get a batch of sleep darts, 10 of them, and you carefully pour it into... Do you have a set of 50 needle derms or whatever they're called?
I do.
Okay, then 10 of those are used for sleep dart. How much do you pay Colton? Right, because he needs 750 at least to cover his expenses. I don't know if you guys are just business or something.
Are you doing this for me for cost, or do you want money?
I'll just do cost.
Okay.
Now, if
then
I'm going to improve it for you, then I'm going to need payment. But
I give you the 750 that you pay out to.
You can definitely improve this recipe in your spare time. And by improve, what I mean is remove some of the horrifying side effects.
there we go.
But I want the horrifying side effects. That's what this thing is for.
It's more like probably specializing. So if you want them out for X number of hours without brain damage.
Yes, it currently only knocks people out for 1d10 plus 1 turns. You could improve it to knock them out for hours or days.
Oh, so what was it? 750 something?
Yep, 750.
Well, I gave you
That's it.
750, but then you had to pay that to the guy, so
Correct.
you
Yeah,
don't.
so I'm at 0 then.
Yes.
Cool.
Anything else anybody wanted to do before the end of the day?
We were going to back trace it on the fucking Netrunner guy.
Yes.
Let's do that when we come back. So you're going to head to one of Dante's contracted netrunners and ask them to backhack?
Basically, yeah, I think.
Fantastic. When we come back from break, friends, we're going to do some backhacking, which is totally legit and real.
I back traced it.
Enhance! Quadrant 1! Zoom in!